Hello everyone. It's been literally like a year since I last uploaded a video, but today that changes. You're probably wondering what am I talking about? What am I doing here? It's just sad that it won't focus on me, but it'll focus on the swimsuit model calendar. Why is it doing that? Oh, she's a person, but I'm not a person. That's kind of messed up. Anyways, yes, I'm making a video about something. We are doing a competition. Let's meet my my partner. You're my partner, right? What are we doing? This is our writer, one of our support actors, playing Genshin Impact. Is that what it's called? Only one of us was really born for the stars. Isn't that right, Tyler? Yeah, that was me. Well, we are putting together a video for a competition through the Fuerte Arts Movement about the importance of being a part of the community redistricting process. For those of you who don't know what this is, it's basically making sure people don't rig districts to always elect a certain party or a certain person. So we're making like a little short film about an event that actually did happen, and we're submitting this into a competition for money. We are competing against probably 4 or 5 teams, I think. So I mean, we beat 1 or 2, and I think we're in the top 3. But we'll definitely be able to share some of our bloopers here, and just some of the process of actually competing. I know I haven't been making any videos in the last year, but considering how much I'm doing now, I'm taking like 23 credits in college, which is like a lot. I think they say you're supposed to do like 3 hours of homework or work a week with each credit hour, so that's like 69 hours of school stuff, and then I'm working about 18 hours a day on campus, so that's already like 88 hours, 87 hours. I'm not good at math. I'm a film major, not a math major. But yeah, I figured we would go ahead and share that. We might be doing some more competitions here soon. But I do want to start getting back into actually doing stuff and sort of just doing this for fun. So we'll see where it goes. I figure it would be a little interesting and maybe nice to kind of go through the project and kind of talk about what we're going for in terms of our vision right now, and so that someone watching can sit here and kind of know what exactly is going on. But basically, let me just adjust this a little bit. This tripod is really janky and weird. Basically, this is based off of a true story. I mean, it's dramatized a little bit to be a little bit more interesting to people, have a little bit more tension, but it is based on a real story. We kind of broken everything down into a series of like 5 little beats here. You can't really, yeah. So basically, our opening image, it's something in film that's usually pretty important, is going to show a room that is chaotic and unbalanced, kind of like the districts when they're starting out doing the redistricting. They're not equal, they're unbalanced. And we have the theme of balance through our film, obviously. So our main character, the protagonist, John, meets with Mark, who is a councilman in one of the 4 districts of this city at the time. And Mark basically meets him. They're pretty good friends. Mark tells him, like, hey, you know how this stuff works and everything. You're a trustworthy guy. I want you to represent the Mesquite district and making sure that this gets done the right way. So they had their little meeting, and then from there we go to a confrontation with the other 3 councilmen. Our protagonist actually sits down with the councilman, kind of talks about what he sees happening, what he wants done, and he gets the backlash. They sit there and they tell him, like, that's not what we want. You should be doing what we want. You're our friend. We're your friends. We've done nothing wrong. Why do you want to ruin our careers? Basically that whole path. Then we go back to the beginning scene, and the antagonist gets up, walks over to our main character, tells him this fight is not over. We'll see how the Department of Justice likes it. Then we kind of go back to Mark and our protagonist sitting outside talking. The protagonist, John, is kind of telling Mark about everything that happened here, what just occurred, and Mark kind of tells him, like, hey, you did a good job. We'll see how it holds up. It is for a competition. We do have to do, like, little motivational, inspiring bits and everything, as, like, you kind of would expect with this. Influence people to get out there and, like, make sure that they attend the hearings and stuff at the state level, so that things like this, while this is a local story, it doesn't happen at the state level, because it's an important process. But we have a little inspiring message, and then we do an actual interview with the person who this story, like, is about, who was in the actual real version of the story, and they're going to kind of provide the narration of the story and do the conclusion of the story. So it's almost like you're sitting there going, like, okay, we're looking back, wait a second, this was real? So that's sort of in terms what we're kind of trying to accomplish. Whether or not we successfully accomplish it is a different story. But basically, here in about an hour, we are going to be starting our shooting of this short film. See where we go with it.
Sorry.
A little longer. Every 10 years why did I hit record? I didn't focus it.
I want your, what is it? What's the lining in? Ugh.
I like that too, how you, like, lean in too.
Yeah.
Makes it serious.
Okay.
That was good. That was good. Yeah.
Go outside.
Yeah.
Like spare an NPC.
Actually leave the room.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We've wrapped up day number 1 of our shooting. Tonight we're going to relax a little, maybe start a little post-production. But tomorrow we are going to film the rest of our scenes and hopefully finish the complete edit so that we can relax a little Monday, maybe make some finishing touches Monday, and then go ahead and submit our video. Everything is looking pretty all right so far. We're kind of excited. Let's go see Tyler. How you feeling?
Normal.
You think we got this in the bag? That's Tyler for just smile and wave. Just smile and wave. who knows? But we got one more day to go of production. Things could go terribly wrong. Actually, we're going to do the documentary interview thing tonight, actually here. We're gonna completely just black out the room a little bit, make it pitch black so you can't see anything, do it a little late, and then set up some lights and actually do like a confessional kind of thing. Everything's gonna be dark. All you'll see is the person just sitting there answering these questions. So we'll do that tonight, and then that'll be it for that. And hopefully we'll put it together and it'll look actually pretty good. Hello, and welcome back. I know I said I'd do a better job of updating sort of where we end up with this whole video contest, but it's done. There's no updates left. Basically, we kept just hitting it hard. Took us 2 separate days of shooting to actually put together everything. The first day probably shot around 2 hours, maybe. Fed our actors, obviously, with pizza. Did some editing that night, so it wasn't like we didn't do anything else, but we did some editing, a lot of pre-production that day to make sure that the script was pretty solid, that we had all the lines of dialogue figured out, because obviously there was a good portion of this includes dialogue. We needed to go through like an hour-long interview with our dad, who is playing a part in the film. But yeah, day 1, we were pretty excited. Day 2, which was yesterday, we got our main character and another actor together. We started filming everything. We knocked it out, got everything done. One of our actors had to go kind of early, so we had to like just change our shooting schedule to accommodate that and get him out of the way. But we have something very scary with how true it is, entertaining, something, I don't know, it's a mix of emotions, I think. I mean, for us, I think it's something that we're decently proud of because of how much time we put into it. Obviously, this was a 3-day weekend for us, for school-wise and work, and we didn't have to do anything. We could have just sat around, played video games all day, just relaxed, did homework. Instead, put all of that to the side and decided to do this video contest. But one of the important aspects of this contest is that it is not over yet. I believe it's the 7th to the 17th. They are doing an audience participation period in which the video that's supposed to get the most votes or likes or shares, obviously it hasn't been posted yet, but when this is posted it will be. Whatever video gets the most of all that gets an extra 10 points. But we don't know. They don't really list on their like scoring rubric how many points everything's worth. So that 10 points could be everything. It could be like literally like half the points in the competition. Those 10 points could be almost nothing. Those 10 points could be the difference between someone being in second place and first place. But we did take a look last night at some of the works that other people have done in the past 2 competitions. I believe this is the 3rd one that they've done. But some of them were pretty impressive, pretty good. And I think we've got a shot, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. Depends on if people are moved and motivated by the video that we put out. But it really came down to, I think, probably half of our time spent actually doing this. I don't even know if it's half. It's probably a third. It was probably a third. Like we spent a third of our time doing pre-production, a third of our time doing production, and a third of our time doing post-production. And the post-production felt like forever because it was just a matter of, I'd say about half the time was post-production. Because we started post-production, then we'd like go back to production and start post-production again. Kind of just like doing it as we did it. That way we didn't have to like wait. Because if we waited, then we'd probably still be working on it right now. And we'd only have 3 hours to submit it. We submitted it about 3.5 hours early because we had all the time in the world to do it. We had, going into this, vaguely a plan of sort of what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish. During the meeting, we came up with a couple ideas to like pitch to them. We kind of shaped our ideas a little differently. We spent the entire first day basically doing pre-production, planning out, okay, what do we want our opening image to be, our closing image, what do we want this, that. That's how we decided on doing a mixture of like a fictional recreation, not really fictional, dramatized recreation, and like documentary style. And then we also we just planned a lot. We talked about what we wanted different shots to feel like. We looked at different places where we could shoot, doing like scouting and stuff. And I know one of the groups that we're competing against is, I believe, some sort of production company. So, I mean, they obviously have superior manpower to us. We're 2 college students, a 20-year-old and an 18-year-old, and we're trying to make a better film than a big group of people, which is really hard. It's hard to make a good film with a big group of people, so it's even harder with a small group of people because you're limited in how much you can do. Obviously, there were areas in our film that we could improve on, but I think one of the most important aspects of filmmaking is the storytelling, and I think that's sometimes where films go wrong, is they don't have that they don't tell the story right, or they put it too much in your face. And I felt like our story had that thing of it didn't seem like it could be real, but you realize this was real. It's dramatized a little bit because certain things couldn't have happened legally, but it was real. These events roughly did occur. I think at least we'll place. I don't know. There's a lot of people put out some really good stuff sometimes, and so it was a fun experience. I really enjoyed it. I think my brother really enjoyed it. I think the people who came and helped us in filming and acted for us really enjoyed it. I think I know they liked the pizza that they got for it. I did not like eating pizza 2 nights in a row. They liked it. It's different groups of people, but it is what it is. But do go check that out below. Hope you enjoyed looking at a little bit of the behind the scenes behind this short film. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time. Peace out.